Okay, let's dive right into this. Right now, there's this massive, high-stakes geopolitical race happening. And it's not being fought with weapons, but with artificial intelligence. For the past 4 years or so, companies like OpenAI have just been leading the charge, giving us breakthrough after breakthrough. But quietly, a completely different kind of tool has entered the scene. And it's one that actually does the work for you. It's called Manus AI. Today, in this explainer, we're going to look at the fascinating data and the real-world use cases behind this tech, because it is quite literally changing how work gets done.
To really understand just how important this technology is, think about this number, 17,000 crores. That is the whopping amount Mark Zuckerberg actually offered to acquire Manus AI. Why? Well, because Meta was looking like they were playing serious catch-up in the AI space. The whole metaverse hype had kind of faded, VR didn't quite take off the way they expected, and Meta desperately needed a clear AI win. So, Zuckerberg did exactly what billionaires do when they want to get ahead, right? He tried to just buy the AI that was quietly beating all the competition.
But the deal didn't go through. Manus AI was actually built by a Chinese company, and the Chinese government stepped in and blocked the sale to Silicon Valley. This wasn't just some standard corporate acquisition. We're talking about a matter of national technological capability here. For the Chinese government, Manus AI is treated as real, tangible proof that they can compete in and potentially even win the global AI race against US giants like OpenAI. So they absolutely were not about to just hand that competitive edge over.
Section 1. Chatbot versus actual employee.
And this brilliantly illustrates what exactly makes Manus so valuable. We're looking at a total paradigm shift from a chatbot model to what is essentially an actual employee. Honestly, it's best described as a combination of deep research capabilities, advanced AI logic, and a highly capable coworker, all rolled into one. I mean, if you've used ChatGPT or Claude, you know how it goes. You type a prompt, it types back some advice, and then, well, you still have to go and do the actual work yourself, right? Think of traditional AI as that really smart friend you ask for advice. Manus AI, on the other hand, is the employee you actually hire to do the job. It literally opens browsers, clicks buttons, fills out forms, writes emails, builds applications, and then hands you the finished work.
Section 2. Automating your daily chores.
So let's look at what this actually looks like in practice, starting with those incredibly relatable, repetitive personal tasks that just drain our time. Through a simple Chrome extension called Browser Operator, Manus can use your actual browser, fully logged into your accounts. Just look at this flow. You can simply tell it, hey, go to Amazon India. Find me a wireless mouse under 2,000 rupees with at least 4-star ratings, compare the top 3 options, add the absolute best one to my cart, and stop before payment. And then, Manus just takes over the mouse cursor autonomously. It types, it scrolls, it clicks into products, reads the reviews, and adds the best one to your cart. The only time it stops is when it hits the login page for an OTP. It just sits there waiting for a human to type in the code before picking right back up where it left off. But here is where it gets really impressive. Older AI models, they usually freeze or just give up at the very first sign of an error. But if Manus encounters some random Amazon error page while trying to add an item to the cart, it actually recognizes the problem, clicks back, navigates back to the cart, and tries again. Totally autonomously, without you having to prompt it at all. If you spend just 30 minutes a week doing repetitive browser tasks like comparing Zomato orders or doing LinkedIn outreach, this single capability saves you up to 25 hours a year. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how Manus handles complexity when organizing files. Say you ask it to clean up 6 months of absolute chaos in your downloads folder. First, it writes a Python script right on the fly to extract metadata from all your PDFs. But let's say the Python script breaks and hits a syntax error. A normal AI would just throw its hands up and quit. Manus, though, reads the error message in real time, diagnoses the problem, decides Python is the wrong tool for the job, and autonomously switches over to direct shell commands to successfully sort everything into clean categories like educational and travel. It's wild.
Section 3. Replacing your marketing team.
All right, beyond organizing files and buying a computer mouse, we really need to escalate this to professional heavy lifting. Let's look at how Manus can literally step into the role of a marketing team. For founders running meta ads, managing campaigns can be totally overwhelming, right? Well, you can give Manus permission to look at your ad accounts and ask for an analysis of your spend, your click-through rates, and your return on ad spend. It can scan 11 different meta ad accounts and generate a highly strategic PDF report. And it doesn't just dump raw numbers on you. It tells you exactly what campaigns to scale and what to pause. To put that into perspective, a freelance media buyer in India would normally charge you anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000 rupees a month just for this kind of daily reporting. And then there's the emotional win of managing team communications. I mean, imagine coming back from a long weekend with serious inbox anxiety. We've all been there. You can just tell Manus to scan over 200 Slack channels and compile a list of every single time you were tagged over the last 2 days. In 30 seconds flat, it hands you a clean table showing the channel, who tagged you, the message itself, and the time it was sent. It completely eliminates that horrible anxiety of catching up, basically giving you your entire morning back.
The heavy lifting continues with data scraping. Let's say you need to find 200 Indian fitness and wellness influencers on Instagram and YouTube for a new campaign. You just tell Manus the criteria and it gets straight to work. It pulls the name, platform, follower count, niche, and city for every single influencer. Doing this manually is just soul-crushing work. Hiring a junior marketing analyst to scrape this data full-time usually costs around 25,000 to 40,000 rupees a month. Manus delivers the fully fleshed-out spreadsheet in 30 minutes.
So, the crucial point is really the scale here: 200 parallel tasks. Traditional AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude process one prompt and perform one task sequentially. Manus operates fundamentally differently. It spins up cloud browsers, hits multiple influencer databases like Modash and FeedSpot simultaneously, and runs 200 independent research agents all in parallel. There is literally nothing else currently available to the public that operates with this level of simultaneous parallel processing.
Section 4. The 20-minute app developer.
Now, a quick caveat before we look at this next capability. Manus isn't perfect. For complex, massive, enterprise-level coding, you are for sure still going to need a real human developer in the loop. But for rapid prototyping, it becomes a 20-minute app developer. Just look at this incredible sequence. From a single text prompt asking for a client onboarding app, Manus scaffolds the entire project in React Native. Without even being asked, it realizes the app needs branding and automatically generates a logo using Nano Banana Pro X. It writes all the code for the screens, the form fields, the navigation, and then it actually exports an Android APK file and an iPhone Expo Go QR code so you can run a working preview of the app right on your physical phone.
The monetary value here is simply staggering. Think about it. Traditional development for a functional prototype like this would take anywhere from 2 to 6 months and cost you roughly 2 to 10 lakh INR. Manus builds a real functional prototype in 20 minutes, and that is all included in its roughly 3,300 INR monthly subscription. This completely changes the barrier to entry for building software. It's a real game changer.
Section 5. An employee in your pocket. Let's move to and see how this builds into perhaps the biggest twist of all. This immensely powerful AI tool isn't just chained to your desktop. It actually acts as a full-time employee right in your pocket. Manus integrates seamlessly with Telegram. You could be walking to your car and simply send a one-line voice note saying, "Research OpenAI, their funding, their team, recent news." Just a casual voice note sent exactly as if you were talking to a human assistant.
And within minutes, it replies to your phone with a comprehensive 6-page research report. It details the funding rounds, leadership changes, product updates, and recent news. And it gets better, because every single claim is fully cited from actual sources. You can even take a photo of a whiteboard after a meeting, text it to Manus on Telegram, and tell it to turn your messy scribbles into a full project plan. By the time you sit back down at your desk, the finished work is just waiting for you. Which brings us to the final thought of this explainer. For roughly 3,300 rupees a month, you are getting an agent that autonomously researches, organizes, analyzes, and codes. It fundamentally shifts the dynamic from just getting advice from an AI to actually delegating finished work to one. So as we look at the very real possibility of chaining these complex tasks together on autopilot, managing your inbox, analyzing your ads, researching your clients, the real question is, what will your new AI employee do while you sleep?